Well, hello, huh? Cool, we're live again. I am excited to talk about this topic. I feel like I'm always excited. That's because I am. Hello, if you're jumping on it now. If you're watching the replay, let me know if this was useful and helpful and any questions and all the things. So, amazing. Maybe jump forward like 30 seconds because I'll wait for someone to join. Oh, we have live people. Yay! Hello, Emily. We are talking about how to write a good hook. Is it important? And all the other things. So firstly, I thought I would explain what a hook is, just in case you don't know. So a hook is your first line of your caption or your first line that you speak into your reel. And is it important? It is probably one of the most important parts of your posts. So I wanted to talk really specifically just about hooks, so just about the first line of your caption, just about the first line of your reel, such a specific live, because this is something I have been talking to people about both in my groups and having some convos about in the DMs too. So I was talking to a friend and I said to her, babe, you need like better hooks and your reels are so good, they'll get more views. And what came up is, and I totally felt her on this, she's like, I just want to like put my content out there. I don't want to think about all this other stuff. Can you relate to that? Like, let me know if you can relate and you're like, oh my gosh, I feel like I have to think of my hook. I have to think of this, I have to think of that. And like, oh my gosh, Instagram, so much work, so much going on. So I feel you and I get it. But the way I like to look at it is if you remember a few of the basic things that are important, like hooks, then your message can get out there to more people. And I don't know about you, but that feels pretty good to me. Like if my message can reach more people, I am wrapped. So I want you to really look at it from that lens. So let me know either in the comments now or below if you understand how to write a good hook, or if you're like, what in the world, how do I do this thing? So yes, I can write a good hook, or what in the world am I doing? So what I like to think about is the start and the end of your posts are the most important things. So the start is your hook and the end is your call to action. They are like your prime parts of your real estate. That's the parts that matter the most, right? So there's 4 types of hooks that I want to explain, but I don't want you to be like, oh my God, this is so bland. Like I want you to think about, if you do this right, how many more people your message can find. Like literally, that's what I like to think about with Instagram. And I think that's part of why I'm so passionate about teaching Instagram, is because it's how we get our message out. It's how we get our medicine to more people. It's how we support more people. So without it, we're kind of not reaching the amount of people you deserve to reach. So hook examples are, one is I like to call like the energy type. So this is like when you do your hook, so you do your first line of your caption, your first line of your reel, and it's just based on you claiming the energy. So this one's a little bit trickier to do because you need a little bit more experience and you need to be able to feel like you can really claim the energy. But that's like the first hook I like to think about. And that's more just you being like, I have a thing to say and you're going to pay attention to me. Hook number 2 is a polarizing hook. So imagine that you're saying something really basic like heal childhood trauma. You would flip that to something more polarizing, and that might sound like, this is why you aren't healing childhood trauma, or something like that. So when you flip something to polarizing, the easiest way to do it is say it how you would say it first. So you would say like, I don't know, someone give me an example of your niche if you want. Like, this is a candle, yeah? Or you might say like, this candle changed my life. So 1 is more polarizing, yeah? The third type of hook example, hello honeys, the third type of hook example is a regular hook. So I don't really have a better name for it. So a regular hook is like something you might see more people doing. I heard this quote and it blew my mind. This is the one thing you need to do to something. Stop what you're doing and listen. I don't know why no one's talking about this. So there are some examples of some more like regular hooks, but that work really well. So while I find you're learning this skill, because it is a skill, it's good to use kind of regular hooks. So if you're listening, let me know if you find doing this in your captions, in your reels, easy or hard. Easy or hard. Let me know. And let me know if you have any questions as I just blabber to myself on this lovely day. The other one is a list. So this is like an easy one you would have seen a lot of. So 5 reasons why you still aren't blah blah blah. 3 easy ways to blah. Jess just said hard. Yes, so many people do. Jess, what might be good is even drop me your niche and I can give you some examples, or what you talk about, and I can give you some examples of good hooks. This is such an important topic because it's the only way for us to get in front of more people. Like, it helps like a million times. It helps. So another point I like to think of when you're thinking of a hook, so a hook is, whether it's caption or anything, is it does these few things. It builds curiosity. Like, does it build curiosity or not? Does it hook people in, like literally hook them in, like reel them in to be interested? And the last one I like to think about is, does it leave their brain with an open loop? Think about how our brain hates think about your own brain right now. Does it love open loops or does it hate open loops? It hates them. Our brain finds open loops really annoying. So when it reads something it wants to know, like, let's use Jess's example of hair products. 3 reasons why you think you're looking after your hair, but it's still breaking. Or it's still not growing long or whatever. Then my loop in my head is like, well, why won't my hair grow long? Why does it keep breaking? Even though my hair is growing very long. But that would like leave my brain on an open loop. And then my brain will be like, well, I just want to know why it keeps breaking at the end. So I'm actually going to slide through this carousel and I'm going to find out. So just let me know if that's a helpful one for hair products. You might even want to play around with like, for polarizing for product can work really well because you can say bold statements. Why everything you're doing is still, you're trying everything, but it's still not working. Why your hair won't grow. 3 reasons why da 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 da. So hopefully that helps. Yeah, awesome. Emily said, I probably just do regular hooks. I think of it like the title. So to the point, but boring. I totally hear you, Emily. So what I would suggest for you, and I know your content well because I followed you for a while, is flip it to be more polarizing. So instead of like 3 reasons your kids don't listen, it's like, try this if you want your kid to listen to you today. Try this if you're just over, not being heard by your kids. There was another one I saw you do the other day, something about saying sorry. And you can always just flip that to be more polarizing. Think about polarizing. So to the point, but boring. So you want to really flip it to polarize. And I think with your content, that would work really well. Yeah, Emily just said a great point too, and let me know if anyone else can relate. Drop me a yes. I'm scared of upsetting people with the polarizing ones. Oh my gosh, we talked about this last night in the group program. So I think Instagram is one of the best testing grounds for understanding our trauma and working through our wounds, because it's like live time, you can't escape it pretty much. So I would always look at like our pleaser in that scenario. Like if we are scared of upsetting people with polarizing ones, we're still working from a wound. We're working from our pleaser. So this is something that usually I would do like deeper work on someone with. But in this case of like in a live setting, I would say that how can you flip it to more of the people who need your medicine, who need your work that you do, will be paying attention if it catches their attention. Therefore, you're helping more people, versus when we're being kind and sweet, we can only reach this many people, so we're not helping as much people. So we're actually doing a huge disservice to the people that we're trying to reach. And say if someone did get upset, it's also great for engagement, and you can give them more context, or you maybe give them more context in the caption or something like that. But yeah, I'm glad that makes sense. Yay. Let me know, guys, if you have any other questions. This was a random impromptu time for a live. But pretty much I get it. I get that it's something tricky to do, and it does take time. Like, I think we underestimate how much time people spend thinking and planning something like this. But I think something really useful that I've started doing is just made a list in my notes section. Hey, Ellen. And in that list in my notes section, I just kind of break it down and be like, okay, what are 10 good hooks I could start using? So that way, if I'm like a bit all over the shop, I'll just go to the... Yay! God, I'm your fave. I just go to the list in my notes section, and then I'll be like, oh, cool, there's like 10 hook examples here. I'm just going to pick one and use it. And then I'll go through and audit my content and be like, okay, what's working, what's not working, what have people responded well to or not well to? Yeah, so it makes a huge difference. I'm sure there's more I could say about it, but anyway. Yeah. So hooks, they're important. If you need help with any caption writing, I'll do more on that as well. Something I like to think about with captions, a little bonus piece of information, is a hook. So that's your first line, a middle, something super basic, and a call to action. So that just means something that gets people to be like, you know, comment a yes below, save this for later. That would be an example of a call to action. Hey. So a call to action is also super important. So remember, it's the start and the end. So, and keep your call to actions like as simple can be. Save this for later, comment this below, whatever it is. Just like right now, I'm going to say, comment below your biggest takeaway so far, if you're watching it live or if you're watching the replay later. And that's me. That's it, I think. I'll wait a little bit just to see if there's anything else. Any other questions? But yeah, it's a fun topic. I love understanding and analyzing Instagram and the strategy behind it, because there's so much depth to it. Like, there's so much depth to the way we can get our message out there. And I also truly believe there's a lot of inner work to be done in getting this better. Yay. Jess said she took a lot away about learning about hooks. Yay. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Alrighty, my loves. It is 4:04, so we're going to enjoy the angel numbers. I love you all, and thanks for being here yet again. I've turned this into a little series, so I don't know how it works, but anyway, there's a bunch of lives, different lives. I talk about different things, and I have a series that's called Instagram Tips, I think. So you can just jump on in and learn all the things. So that's pretty cool. Yay. Thanks, Jess. Thanks, Emily. I can see your little love hearts. Yay. All right. I don't want to leave. This is fun for me. But yay. I'm so glad this was valuable. I love you all.